Chosen vessels, what's the deal? It's your main man, Druuill, and I am back at you again with another video. Shout out to the Galactic family, the GCVs, and Drew Nation. Everyone hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get right into it. Look, when anger enters into your spirit, uninvitedly or unexpectedly, you can immediately send it back to your enemies in the form of prayer. Chosen ones, in this day and age, we have a lot of people that are going to try to test our patience. They see our glow. They see our the presence of peace on us. They see our calm, collected, cool style, and a lot of them are jealous of it. They don't know how somebody could be so relaxed. They don't know how somebody could be so at peace. They don't know how you don't have anger and confusion and misery like most of them. So the one thing that they will try to do is they will try to give you something to be angry about. They'll try to, okay, Mr. Squirrel. All right, yo, the squirrel's tuning in. Okay. Ninja Squirrel. All right. God's always watching. Okay. Um, One thing they'll do is they're going to try to become a something that is irritating to you. They're going to try to irritate you nonstop. That's the one thing I find when other people are like not taking well to the fact that you're chosen, all right, or they're taking to the fact that they can see your anointing on you, or they see the Holy Spirit on you. Um, a lot of people don't take too kindly to that because it's like I just saw a picture earlier and there was a whole bunch of like people, and out of the one person, the person was like a white light. So chosen ones have light. We're like a light. We have a light that emanates off of us, just like that sun glows. That sun is a representation of you. All right, so we're glowing just like that sun. So it would be kind of hard to walk outside and not see the sun glow, especially walking on this earth. You could look left, you could look right, you could act like you don't see the sun, but the sun is there shining. And the harder it is for people to ignore you shining, that's when they're going to try to become an irritation to you. All right. And those irritations, they have the potential to make you mad. You wish people wouldn't be such a way. You wish people wouldn't do such a thing. But when you are a peaceful person and there are people who don't like that, that's the one thing that they're going to see as a difference between you and them. And they're going to see that as an entry point to try to get to you because, okay, I see this person is different from me. I see this person is a peaceful person and I'm not. So if I have any issues or problems with this person, what's up, Mr. Bird? One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it difficult for this person to be around me since I find it difficult to be around this person. All right. So because they find it difficult to be around us, they're going to try to give us a hard time. And the more they do that, the thinner your patience wears. All right. You can always recenter yourself, ground yourself, take a deep breath, pray. Those are things that are always good, but it's going to be something that you have to do constantly. It's not going to be something you could just do once and then get it over with. It's not going to be something that you could just do one time and then the irritation will stop. You're going to have to keep praying until you actually get stronger to the point to where it's your go-to. All right, instead of getting mad, instead of getting angry at people and losing your cool, your go-to is going to be in the form of prayer, because you have to realize prayer's true power. You're there's prayer, and I mean there's power in your prayer. Okay, um, whenever you're angry, right, and people want to harass you in the form of unwanted, repeated, covert behavior, it does get annoying because there really isn't much to call them out on. All right, their behavior is covert, and that's like somebody being sneaky, somebody being underlying, somebody like doing things behind the scenes, kind of thing. All right, you can't. It's not really much to call out on somebody over a spiritual attack, unless you're like holding spiritual court. people aren't spiritual, they're spiritually dead. So it's really going to be a waste of time for you to try to prove spiritual attacks. So the only person you could try to get away with that is with God. All right, that's the only person you could come to about spiritual attacks, or somebody else that's going through what you're going through, another chosen one who has been where you are, who can help you and get through it. All right, so it's a full out attack on your peace, and it's a full out attack on your mind. All right, which can become difficult to bear, but returning the energy in Jesus' name will restore your peace. You could send these people their energy back. All right, there's a way where you could just send the energy back. All right, there's fire from heaven that you can use. You can ask God to rain down fire from heaven on them, and when you do that, the more you do that, you'll feel the negative energy leave you. All right. When you think of these people, if they pop back in your head, if the negative situation reoccurs, which it is possible for that to happen, because when you're in close quarters with people, when you have to go to work with people and you have to continuously see them, and you don't have a break from them, it's kind of like that wound hasn't healed yet. So it's like they get to keep picking at the wound and possibly keep damaging the scab. When you would have some time away from them, you would possibly be able to heal. But the fact that you have to keep seeing them every day, keep being around them every day, and you may not have any skills or coping mechanisms to get through this yet, that could become unbearable. Because if you were to not have to see this person every day, you would have some relief and be alleviated from their foolishness. But since these are sometimes people you have to see every day, or maybe more than once a week, or maybe 3 4 times a week, maybe even 5. Some of you guys are working hours to get away from these people. So I know you guys, some of you are even working 7 days a week. I understand. All right, just working 7 days a week, that's taking control of your life right there. As long as it's not too much stress for you and you can bear what you're putting yourself through. All right, but you have the Bible verses in Psalms. You have, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Whenever you get angry or frustrated, you could just say this Bible verse right here. Whenever you're undergoing a spiritual attack, you could say this Bible verse right here. When people attack you spiritually, and it's the attack to where you feel anger. I think there are a few spiritual attacks out there. There's definitely more than one. There's one where they attack your finances. There's one where they attack you, like your energy. And then there's one where they attack your peace. They make you enraged. You get filled with all this random anger out of nowhere, and you're just sitting there just mad and don't know how to get rid of this anger. Well, here's a definite way to get rid of this anger, and possibly the other curses as well, other witchcraft spells or witchcraft work as well. All right. So when you are usually a normally peaceful person, and you out of nowhere you just feel like this incredible amount of rage and anger, somebody is waging spiritual warfare on you, and that's a spiritual attack. All right. So you could say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. That is going to direct you back towards a peaceful mind state. All right. So when you're dealing with people that are being petty, when you're dealing with people who are purposely being irritation to you, all right, you're going to want to have to call your mind back to a different place. You're going to want to be able to call your mind back to a peaceful place. And how you do that is you can do that with certain Bible scriptures. And one that I found that helps me whenever I get frustrated or angry is this one right here. All right, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. When you say that to yourself, it's going to snap you out of that angry mode. It's going to take you away from that rage, and it's going to put you into a state of peace. All right, because think about it. God, he maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Even if you could just say that, You're going to picture yourself lying down in a luscious green field. All right. The color green is associated with health. All right. The color green is associated with good heart health. All right, because the color green is associated with the green chakra. So you have a lot of correlation there, all right, to peace, to health, to wellness. All right, so he leadeth me to lie down in green pastures. That color green is significant, all right, because God, there's a color green in the rainbow. There's a color green in nature. Obviously, the grass is green. All right, so if grass is green and green is good and green is associated with health, when you say the Lord maketh me, what does it say? When you say he maketh me to lie down in green pastures, you're basically spiritually saying he maketh me to be healthy. He maketh me to be at peace. He maketh me to have a calm, quiet, peaceful spirit. All right. And that will immediately snap you out of any angry mode that you're in, because you can't have thoughts of peace and you can't have thoughts of anger in the same mind. So that's going to be something that definitely aids in your process when you have people who are being petty and you need some firepower. That's some firepower for you. You could say that right in your office work chair. I'm pretty sure you can go to a little Christian store or a little Hallmark or something and buy one of those and put it on your desk at your job. So whenever that one manager comes around, or whatever that one person comes around asking for, is the report due, or is the or did you get the facts yet, or did you type this paper up yet, you'll be able to calm yourself down. He maketh me to lie down by green pastures. And you have to know, you have to look at that a little bit more deeper than the surface level, because like I said, the color green is associated with the heart chakra. So when you say he maketh me to lie down in green pastures, you're basically focusing on the color green. Your mind is picturing a big green field, and you're basically putting yourself you're basically making your green aura brighter. All right, because that chakra, it lets off like a color. So when you focus on that green color, you're making that spiritually, you're making like your aura like green in a sense, and it's like a shield that protects you from negative energy. And it really is that deep. All right, and you can actually picture that. You can actually picture a green shield, just like they had the green lantern. Okay. Oh yeah, go ahead, Drew. Look at God. Go, God, go. All right. Just like they had the green lantern, you can actually project a green force field out of your body. And I would do it after I say this Bible verse. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. I would picture a green aura covering me like a green cocoon, keeping me safe, keeping me healthy, keeping my blood pressure low, keeping my stress levels down, keeping me at peace, and keeping me at ease. It's really fun to read the Bible, man. Like you just have to have an open mind, and you just have to ask God to open your spiritual eyes. All right, ask God to help you read the Bible with your spirit mind, and ask God to help you read the Bible with your spiritual eye. All right. He leadeth me beside the still waters. You cannot possibly be filled with rage or anger if you are saying this Bible verse right here. This is the main Bible verse that I will be going to whenever there's an issue, whenever I feel like I'm about to fly off the handle, whenever I feel like I'm getting shortchanged, whenever I feel like I'm getting mad, whenever I feel like somebody is doing something to cause me to feel some type of way, whenever I may be having a bad day and I just don't feel like dealing with people's crap. I may not even feel like dealing with my own crap. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That right there, I can't skip over that. That right there, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is basically bringing you back to a state of centeredness, a state to where you're grounded. That Bible verse right there will bring you back into the present moment. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That means the Lord is going to guide you to everything that you do want. So if peace is what you want, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, you need to imagine the Lord guiding you towards peace. Imagine Jesus walking you towards a peaceful place to where you could just relax, chill. All right. And imagine that place being the secret place of the Most High. All right. Imagine that place being the Father's house. Imagine Jesus taking you, opening the door for you to the Father's house. Be like, yo, welcome, my son. Welcome, my daughter. Then, well, you couldn't picture or imagine yourself being angry in the Father's house. You'd be trying to be under your best behavior, and you probably wouldn't be feeling bad at that. You'd probably feel really good. So all it is just a change of mind, and these Bible verses will help you change your mind. And these Bible verses will be like a rock. Okay, they'll be like a rock of faith, because these Bible verses are concrete. All right, they're tough, they're strong. They're basically like they're something for you to anchor your mind on. And a lot of other philosophies, they say you should anchor your mind on peace. All right, and I'm pretty sure they say that in Bible philosophy and Christian philosophy as well, that you should anchor your mind on peace, and you should have something to anchor your mind on. All right, an anchor is something that a boat throws out into the ocean when they don't want that boat to move. Some of those boats, all right, some of those boats are as big as buildings. All right, some of those boats are as big as like 3 or 4 flatbed 18-wheeler tractor trailers side by side. All right. Some of those boats are really huge. And the fact that that anchor, a big old piece of metal, can just sink down into the ocean, hit the sand, and the boat won't go anywhere, regardless of the currents, regardless of how rough the waters may be. Not saying it might withstand a Category 5 hurricane or nothing, but that's what prayer's for. All right, but that, and then in those situations, you anchor your thoughts on prayer. All right, you don't anchor your thoughts on peace in those situations. You anchor your thoughts on prayer for peace. But you get what I mean. So when you anchor your thoughts on peace, when you anchor your thoughts on certain Bible scriptures, depending on what you're going through, that scripture is going to be like an anchor. It's going to be something for you to stand on, or it's going to be like a rock of faith, but it's going to be something to keep you still. And that anchor is like, it's going to be something that you can keep your mind anchored on. So basically you can stay focused on what you're anchoring your mind on, instead of the negativity. So you anchor your mind on peace. That keeps you still. That keeps you stuck in the peace instead of stuck in the negativity. That keeps you anchored in the peace instead of anchored in the negativity. So when you anchor your mind on something, you're basically becoming enveloped with the spirit of it. So you want to be enveloped with the spirit of peace instead of enveloped with something that you don't want. You understand? So especially when you have immature adults, when you have little boys in the bodies of grown men trying to play games with you. It's like these people are. This is why I made that video. It's like they're stuck on the playground of life. It's like they're literally stuck on the playground, and they are children, and it's like they irritate you, and their irritation is irritating to you, but in their mind, it's like they want you to play with them. No matter how many times you get on their nerves, it's like that one kid that's like, play with me, 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 play with me. And the parent is just like, ah, you know? I'm pretty sure most parents wouldn't actually do that to their kids. They probably just be like, yo, chill out. What's all that about? Because it's your kids, you're probably empathetic towards them. It may happen, I'm sure, but you probably make it up, or whatever. However, parents handle situations like that. But they're not our kids. All right, they're just kids. So you could spank them. All right, and I spank them in the form of prayer. I spank them in the form of ignoring them, acting like they're not there. You know, once you confront people, they're just clowns. All right, so it's good to confront people and not get into any altercations. If people are doing covert narcissistic stuff, you can approach them and be like, hey, I see what you're doing. If you don't, just handle it how you handle it, but just don't get yourself into any issues or any negativity. All right, because I had a situation the other day where I confronted one of these people, and now they could do whatever they want. I could care less. I confronted the person. I got it over with. Um, I You know what I'm saying? I ain't even really got to get into it. It is what it is. I took care of it. I handled my business, and it's done and over with. I see this person, and I could care less because I know that it ain't everything I thought it was. It's like the Wizard of Oz kind of thing. It's like you think a person's like the big bad person or whatever, and you step to him and you see it ain't really all that. So there goes that, you know. And not that I even thought that at all. I just be wanting to leave people alone, and I honestly really just be wanting to leave people alone. But I found out that you can't. You can't just leave people alone and ignore things and act like they don't exist or act like it's not happening, because people will take advantage of that, and they're going to think that you're weak, or they're going to think that they're going to think something of you that you don't want. So it's best to just handle certain situations, but you want to handle them the right way. There's ways to handle situations and get your point across and put your foot down, stand up for yourself, let people know you mean business and you're to be taken seriously, and all that fly stuff. But there's ways of doing that without getting into any problems. There's ways of letting people know you mean business and not to mess with you without getting into any problems. And I'm gonna make some videos on that too. All right, but it all boils down to you just standing up for yourself and realizing that there ain't nobody to be afraid of. There's nobody to be afraid of at all. All right, there's no one to be afraid of. So when people are petty and things like that, don't you don't need to prove anything. You don't need to get into no anything physical with them unless that's required. You know, definitely don't just want to stand there when somebody putting their hands on you or whatever, because that's not smart, obviously. But for situations to where people are just being weird and it's aggravating and it's irritating, and you just want some peace of mind, you just want something that you can do with your mind to redirect it to get your energy back or get your peace back, or to focus on something different, because you realize this person is just a clown and they just want attention from you and it's not worth your time of day. Take your mind and do something positive with it. All right, recite this scripture right here: the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. You're going to be brought to a peaceful place. You're going to be brought to a present state of moment. You're going to be brought away from anything that may have been bothering you or making you mad or frustrating you, because you said the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That puts you in a state of not wanting anything. If you're in a state of no, if you're in a state of not wanting anything, that means your peace has been restored. Because if you were in a state of want, you would want peace. But when you say the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, boom, peace restored, baby. Because you're taken back to the present moment. And that's what that Bible verse has always done for me. I've always wondered why, when I said that I was always focused on the now, I was always relaxed and calm. My spirit felt like it was just relaxed. It literally felt like the Holy Spirit just like patted me on the shoulder and was like, hey, relax, take a deep breath, chill out. And that's literally what it feels like. All right. And if you want to feel like that, I suggest when you have certain issues or certain things you're going through, you pull out that Bible verse. All right. Keep it on your nightstand. Write it down. Put it on your wall. Put it on your mirror. Put it on the back of your phone cover. Whatever you need to do. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. That's peace. That's health. That's the heart chakra. All right. When you are when your peace is disturbed, that causes stress. Stress causes high blood pressure. The high blood pressure causes cortisol to flow through your blood. All right, that salt to flow through your blood. When you're stressed, your salt levels are higher than they would normally be. That's why people have clogged arteries, because that stress, it calcifies and turns into salt in your arteries, and those salt crystals clog up your arteries. So you need to be focused on having more peace, because spiritually there are a lot of wicked people out there that despise peace, and when they see it in you, they're going to despise you for having it, because that's the presence of the Lord, and demonic presences hate the joy of the Lord. They hate a peaceful, joyful, uplifted, upright spirit walking in light and in truth. They hate that. So what do? They passive aggressively attack it in petty, covert, narcissistic ways. That's their playbook from Satan. All narcissism is a playbook from the devil for demons to take out how they feel for not being chosen by God on God's chosen ones. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. All right, so when you this Bible verse right here will eradicate, it will eliminate, it will utterly destroy anything in the way of you having peace today. All right, just listen to it. All right. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. So if your energy's been drained, if you've been made upset, if you've been frustrated, if you've been irritated, he restoreth my soul. The Lord will restore your peace. Sometimes when we get angry, sometimes we get angry because people frustrate us. It's only because we were feeling good. You might have been feeling like it's a Friday on a Monday because you just love God and you focus on doing the right things, and you focus on having an uplifted spirit. You focus on mental health. You make sure you're eating good, you're feeling good. You know what you want out of life, so you know what you don't like. You know what you like. You know how to raise your vibration and keep your spirit high. All right. If you love the Lord, you ought to prosper. So you love the Lord, so you're prospering. You're prospering with joy. You're prospering with wealth. You're prospering with health. You're prospering with success. All right. You're prospering with your business. You're prospering with your art. You're prospering with your hair salon. You're prospering with your nail salon. You're prospering with your food truck. You're prospering with your bicycle repair shop. You're prospering with your barber shop, even though it's in your grandma's basement. Keep cutting hair, even if it's on the porch on a nice sunny day. Have your little sister selling lemonade and your little brother selling candy out front, because we some money making folks around here. Money being made around here. Money being made around here. What Pop say? He says something, something, fancy things, diamond rings. If you like those kind of things, money being made around here. Money being made around here. Like, see, people like them, they get it. They understand. They understand. Wayans brothers get it. Money being made around here. They got that one. They got more money, more money, more money. They got that one. Like, it's just certain things you could that you could make a program for yourself to make money and to attract it and draw it into your life. All right. Why you think that dude made that song? Money comes to me easily. Money, like, why you think people make songs like that? But like I was saying, back to what I was saying. All right, you feel good, you feel happy, so you want to chill and you want to enjoy your good vibes, your good feelings. So when somebody comes along and ruins that, when somebody sees that you're on cloud nine, you're in seventh heaven, you're in the higher realms of your mind, right? You're not on a low vibration, you're not on that Jerry Springer vibration, you're not on that trash mind vibration, the world mind vibration. You're not operating within the lower realms of yourself. People are going to try to bring you back down. People are going to try to bring you back down. That's what they call people. Oh, he's on his high horse, or whatever weird things they say about people who feel good. Oh, you're uppity. Like, people classify negative people, put negative classifications on positive things that positive people do to try to manipulate them into feeling bad about their positivity. You gonna have to remove this. I'm dropping a lot of jewels and nuggets in this one, y'all. All right. So when you're feeling good and Debbie Downer comes along, you know it's only Wednesday, right? We still got to get over the hump. Not the weekend yet. Like, yo, these, like, people love to say little just weird, and it's like, yo, you couldn't hide the fact that you was a hater if you tried. So if any of the foolish negative things that they utter out of their mouth, you know what I wanted to say, out of their mouth does have any effect on you, God forbid, just know that he restoreth my soul. God restores my soul. Anything you try to do, any pain you try to cause, any irritation you try to bring my way, guess what, fool? Yo, guess what, fool? God restores my soul, and he leadeth me down the paths of righteousness. I'm not going to allow you to cause me to sin, hater. I'm not going to allow your hate to cause me to sin. When haters come into your life and you wish death on the hater, when you start cursing the hater out and saying, I'll strangle this and I'll stab that and I'll shoot this, that's causing you to sin, because the words that are coming out of your mouth it's causing you to sin. God doesn't want us to speak like that about our enemies. All right, you are supposed to have love for your enemies, and you're supposed to let God destroy them. All right, so you have love for them in the sense of letting go of that hate. That's the only love you have for them. It's just wanting them to see people get love twisted. Love isn't I love you, brother. I love you, sister. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna be there for you. Positive vibes to you. This all love is this wishing the best for somebody else and leaving them the hell alone. That's what love means when they talk about love ye one another. That's all it talks about. Just had leave people the hell alone, and wish somebody the best. You could leave somebody alone and wish them the best, and still have God, and still pray for the downfall of your enemies. Yep, wish you the best. And if they want to continue to be an enemy, that's when you just pray for the downfall of your enemies. Once it goes past leaving people alone and wishing people the best, and they still want to be a pest, okay, cool. I'm gonna pray for the downfall of my enemies, and I'm gonna let the Lord restore me, and I'm gonna let the Lord lead me down the path of righteousness for His name's sake. For His name's sake, I'm gonna let the Lord guide me down the path of righteousness, because God would really appreciate it if I was righteous. And I know I would appreciate it a lot more if I was righteous. So I'm not going to allow the unrighteous to make me unrighteous, because that's all Satan's plan. He uses these people to bring them in your life to sow confusion, to get you on the same vibration as them. You can only get into an argument with somebody who argues or fights back. Otherwise, it's somebody standing there arguing with themselves. They ping at you and they ping at you and they ping at you and they ping at you, and then they lower your vibration to the point to where now you're ready to argue with them. But if you were to say, He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for His name's sake, you're not being led down the path of destruction by this demon trying to cause you to get into an argument. We have to take control of our mind and not let the devil and his minions do that. Because that's all they're put here to do. The devil is trying to use them to try to take over our mind and to try to cause us to be unhappy and to not feel good about ourselves. But it's not going to happen. You understand? It'll never happen. All right, even if it's temporary, we can fix it, and we can get ourselves back to our natural, happy, joyful state. All right. And also, I'm gonna do a part two to this. There's there's fire from heaven. All right. You're allowed to call fire down from heaven on your enemies, but I'm not really going to get too much into that for this particular video. That's going to be the next video. I'm going to give a full, in-depth, detailed video on how to use fire from heaven on your enemies, straight from the Father's house, straight from, you name it, God, baby, straight from the source. All right, we're gonna be burning up. We're gonna be using fire from God to be burning up and to destroy some of the people that want to monitor us and watch us. All right, we're going to be burning some eyes. We're going to be burning some spirits up, burning some souls up. All right, with that fire from heaven. And after a while of saying certain prayers and using certain prayers, you get stronger with it, and you will feel when you say these prayers, you will feel the negative energy leaving you, and you know where it's going back to, and it's returning to sender with fiery embers, baby. We're not just saying that for no reason. It's returning to sender with fiery embers. That negative energy is going to leave you and go back to sender and burn their soul up. So when anger enters into your spirit uninvitedly or unexpectedly, you can immediately send it back to your enemies in the form of prayer. And it's better than allowing that anger to take over you. Because when you allow that anger to take over you, you now have been possessed by the same spirit that this person is under. And that was the devil's whole plan from the get-go. How can I get this person to disconnect from God so they can have a jacked up day and be operating on a lower frequency, so we can have more negativity and more of a demonic presence in the world? Especially if I could get a chosen one, a child of the light, a child that loves God. If at any time that they can bother you or irritate you or get to you, they're pleasing the devil. Just like you want to please God, they may be unaware of it, They may know that they may not be the most godly, but a lot of them know that they're of the devil. A lot of them know that their presence is just straight up demon. They know their presence is straight up demonic. Some of them will even tell you, "I'm the devil." You can't take that stuff lightly just because the person don't got red skin and physical horns popping out their head. Those are just their spiritual horns popping out their head. So whether it's a I was gonna say whether it's a physical horns. Yeah, it'd be good if they had physical horns, because then that'd be a huge indicator. Our discernment could take a break. But luckily we have discernment to see those spiritual horns. So keep using your discernment, keep praying, keep praying away evil and negativity and envy and jealousy and all these evil, wicked spirits that people are possessed by today, now more than ever. So keep your guard up. That guard up is your prayer guard. All right. If your discernment, if your spirit is telling you to not deal with any people or to watch your back around certain people, believe that. All right. Stay away from people who cause problems. You don't have to be friends with anyone. All right. Don't let people, whether they're close to you, whether they work next to you, if this person is that bad, you don't have to say anything, and don't say anything. There's nothing in the employee handbook that says you have to talk to everyone to keep your job. And if I suggest, if they're treating you like that at your job, you start making files of it and start calling some people, because that's illegal. That's a hostile work environment. If you're talking to people to get the job done and they want anything more than that, and they're trying to force that or to create an environment to where you have to be involved with that, but it's toxic, there's no socializing with toxic people. All right, so if people are trying to force you to socialize with toxic people, and it's more than them wanting you to just do your job, you can either look for another job, you could either create your own job, you could either get moved to a different department, or you could move, ask to get relocated, lie, tell them you're about to move in a couple months and you want to work closer to where you're about to live at. Anything. Make up anything, all right? Well, be creative, whatever you got to do, all right? Whatever you got to do. But just know that God's always there for you. And when you're when you're dealing with hard times, if you're in a time of difficulty, and it feels like your mind or peace or your soul or spirit is just under attack, this Bible verse right here is action power packed, all right, to help you get through it. And you could always come back to this video for a further breakdown and edification on this particular scripture. All right, this has been another DruuTube special. Shout out to the chosen vessels. Everybody hit that like button, hit that share button, and don't forget to subscribe. Shout out to the GCVs, the Galactic Family, and Drew Nation. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace, love, and light. DruuTube out.